It was midday. The sun burned overhead and the heat settled into the ground. The mud brick walls trapped it, warm to the touch. Rain from the evening before had drawn out a strong smell of earth and fresh clay. Outside the walls, apricot and mulberry trees leaned over the stream that had fed Damarda for more than 100 years. Malik entered through the wooden gate without announcement. The courtyard opened in front of him. Arched doorways lined the sides. Storage rooms sat in shadow. Steps were worn down at the edges. At the center lay a pale stretch of marble, smooth under his sandals, cooler than the dust outside. His footsteps echoed as he walked. He slowed, listening, feeling the stone through the soles of his feet. He had walked this way many times, but seldom on his own. Most days he was called in to advise the community elders and to settle internal and external disputes. Today he had come on his own, passing by the castle, intending to see Gulzar and speak of nothing urgent. The throne room was open. There were no guards to be seen around. Midday heat had loosened their discipline, and they were likely on break to rest or eat. Malik stopped at the doorway. The room was quiet, too quiet. He looked around, remembering the old time when his father would sit there with community elders around him. The walls were lined with carvings, scenes of old battles with dust frozen in wood. At the far end, a golden chair caught the light. It stood there, empty. Malik stepped inside. He walked slowly across the marble floor, feeling it warm under his sandals. The room smelled old polish and sun-warmed stone. He stopped in front of the chair. He looked at it for a long moment. The golden wood gleamed, the red cushion soft and neat, and for a moment Malik imagined what it would feel like to sit there. He climbed the steps and settled onto the cushion. It sank a little under his weight. He shifted once, rested his hands on the armrests, and let himself take it in. "A lot of gold for a small seat," he said quietly to himself. From the corner of the room, a servant in a dark red uniform froze. His round hat shaded his face, his cloth still in hand. He was looking at Malik in shock while smiling.
Malik Sahib,
"Malik
that is
Sahib,"
not a
he
chair.
said in a low tone of voice, "that is not a chair." Malik did not look at him. "That is the first duty of any chair." The servant stepped closer. "It is the throne," he said.
So it has learned a new name. People bow to it, then they have sore back.
The servant hesitated, then touched Malik sleeve
Malik
lightly.
Sahib, please.
Malik stood and stepped down. The chair creaked once. He smoothed his robe.
A
said,
seat that not a common man sit on should not be trusted.
At that moment, Gulzar entered. His robe brushed the floor behind him. He stopped, taking in the room, the chair, Malik standing calmly beside it. "What are you doing now?" Gulzar asked. "The truth," Malik said. "It sits high." The servant bowed and left. Gulzar looked at the chair, then at Malik
Did you fall? No.
Malik said, "But I learned how quickly hands appear when a throne is chased." A few attendants lingered near the doorway, pretending to adjust sleeves and belts. "For a few seconds," Malik said, "I had no power, yet everyone panicked. Imagine the trouble you cause by sitting there every day." Gulzar folded his arms. "You sat out of curiosity?" "Yes," Malik said. "We used to climb walls higher than that chair. This one looked harmless." A low laughter moved through the room. "I sat and was punished at once," Malik continued. He looked Gulzar in the eye. "You sit there for years. The punishment comes slower. It wears clean clothes and speaks softly. It arrives with advice." The attendant stopped smiling. "You still choose to sit," Malik said. "Either the chair has softened you, or you have learned how to sit without falling." Gulzar scratched the side of his beard. "And what is your advice, wise man?" Malik straightened his robe. "Stand often, do not lean against it fully, and never trust a chair that needs guards." Laughter broke out, open this time. Even Gulzar smiled, shaking his head. From then on, people said the throne looked the same, but Gulzar no longer leaned back.